I would like to give you some tips on a convalescing diet. So what can you do inside and out to nourish your body for you to recover better from illnesses? So the first tip that I want to start with is for you to sip throughout your day on some warm water with lemon, honey, cinnamon, and clove. Honey, cinnamon, and clove are very antimicrobial, so they can fight both viruses and bacteria. The lemon will give you the vitamin C to combat oxidation and also will boost your immune system. And the hot water is just a principle of Ayurveda that when you are sick, you should not be eating cold foods, raw foods, and so that's why we want to be drinking hot water. And also it'll give you the hydration that you need to eliminate more. So you do want to be peeing more so that you can flush out your system more than regularly. Just a background here on when you are sick, the way your body, especially if you are infected sick with a bacteria or a virus, the way your body combats these pathogens, these bad guys, is by killing them with compounds that are very pro-oxidant, and they generate inflammation. Your body revs up inflammation, and that's a good thing, and it's necessary. So it starts releasing all these inflammatory cytokines, which are these signaling molecules, to raise your temperature, to kill the bacteria and the viruses, to make you swell a little bit more, and recruit all these white blood cells. And this generates inflammation, and that's one of the reasons that you feel so crummy when you're sick. And so you combating that excess inflammation and excess oxidation with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds in your diet really helps you feel better and speed up your recovery and make your recovery more complete than if you were not having that in your diet. So next item would be fruits that are high in vitamin C and flavonoids. So flavonoids are these very antioxidant compounds. They are usually what the coloring in your fruits and veggies. And so the fruits that are highest in vitamin C are the citrus, the berries, and kiwi. And there's also a fruit that's very common in Brazil here. I don't know if you can find it. It's called acerola. Apples are very rich in quercetin, also onions. And this is a very, very, very potent antioxidant compound. So eating a lot of apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Fruits and veggies that are high in beta-carotene. So beta-carotene is that compound, and I talked about it maybe last week, that is orange and yellow and a little bit reddish, and it's the precursor of vitamin A. Well, vitamin A is very involved in immune function. Unfortunately, not everybody can convert beta-carotene into vitamin A active form very efficiently, but as a general rule, when you eat more beta-carotene, you get more vitamin A in your system. Next item is bone broths. So chicken bone broth specifically is very good because it has a compound called NAC, N-A-C, which stands for N-acetylcysteine. And it is an amino acid that helps with liquefying your mucus. And that's why they say that when you have a cough or you have a cold, you should drink grandma's chicken soup. And it's only true if you cook it with a bone, because that's where you get the NAC from. And NAC is also a precursor of an enzyme that's very potent in antioxidant, which is called glutathione, And then the next item on the list is root veggies. Root veggies are an excellent form of carbohydrate. And just a side note here, it is not the time for you to be restricting carbohydrates or even dieting at all during the times you're sick. Your system needs more fuel. It is spending a lot of energy, especially if you're running a fever. Your resting metabolic rate really revs up. So meaning that even if you're not doing anything, you're spending more calories just being at rest when you have a fever. So it's not the time to skimp down on food. And usually if you don't have an appetite, you should try to force yourself to eat as much as you can. Obviously not to the point of being sick, but really try to get in those calories to help you recover faster. So root veggies are an excellent form of carbohydrate because they are slow absorption. They're also very detoxifying. So I'm talking about beets and turnips and parsnips and yucca root, carrots. You get the gist. You want your diet to be very warm and moist. So for example, porridges, stews, and soups, and broths, and things like that. So cut down a little bit on that raw diet. Raw salads and raw smoothies even. These are all very good for you, excellent, but not in the time that you are sick. So you want things that are already cooked in its own juices, and it's all that richness and that nourishment is all there. And the warmth really helps with the fighting the illness and giving your system a little bit more nourishment than raw food. Raw foods can be a little bit rough on your GI, trying to digest all that, and you don't want to be spending extra energy doing anything that you don't need to be doing. So warm and moist foods, cooked foods. A lot of spices, especially garlic and onions. These are antimicrobial. They're also rich in sulfur, which is also something needed for glutathione to be made in your body. And glutathione, just again repeating, is an enzyme in your body that fights off oxidation. And oxidation is one of the things that make you feel so bad when you're sick. Ginger, so herbs in general, rosemary, thyme, oregano, all of that. So do put a lot of it in your broths, in your stews, in your soups, and all that in your food. And having tea 3 times a day. Ginger tea is great to fight colds and flus. Echinacea is great for your immune system. Elderberry for the same reason. So teas in general, whatever tea you like, just drink it a lot. It'll help you pee a lot. It'll give you antioxidants to combat that oxidation. It's anti-inflammatory, and it helps you with your hydration. So more water. You will want to increase. So if you're drinking 8 cups a day, drink 9 or drink 10. So you do want to be peeing more because you do want to be flushing your system from all those toxins. Besides the toxins that your body releases to kill the bacteria and the viruses themselves are damaging our cells and releasing toxins themselves. So you do want to be flushing that out as much as possible. And then you want to cut down on the following foods. Refined carbohydrates, because you do not want those turn into sugar very fast. If you have a lot of sugar circulating in your body, you're just feeding the bacteria more. So you don't want things that are very refined, of quick absorption, such as flour, breads, cookies and crackers and stuff like that become sugar very fast in your body. Those refined oils, so fried stuff, that just adds to the inflammation, adds to the oxidation, and it really makes you recover less and slower. So all the sugars in general, not be having a lot of that. Obviously, alcohol, you don't want your liver to be, trying to get rid of stuff that it doesn't need to be worried about at that time. Foods that are high in bran. So a lot of, you do want to cut down on those whole grains at this time, which are healthy for you. They're great, but at this time, you do want to give your GI things that are a little bit easier to absorb and easier to assimilate. So again, cutting down on the raw foods. You can have your salad, but just not make that the basis of your daily diet during this period. Animal fats and red meat tend to be a little bit more inflammatory, so you want to cut down on those during this period of illness and eating things that are more fruits and veggies and leaner meats. Fatty fish is great because of the omega-3. Omega-3 is extremely anti-inflammatory as well. And then bringing in the essential oils. Eucalyptus has been studied even to fight TB viruses, so it is very effective. You can diffuse it around your house. You can put a few drops beside your pillow. Never on your skin. Eucalyptus can burn, but you can diffuse it on your house. You can use rosemary oil, thyme oil, oregano oil, and then on yourself, you can even do a rub with some, but then you have to dilute it. You put a drop of eucalyptus, a drop of peppermint oil. You can even use a little bit of lemon oil, and you dilute it on a tablespoon of coconut oil or any carrier oil, sesame oil, whatever oil you have at home, it's fine. And then you can rub it on your chest. And frankincense you can use on your neck and the bottoms of your feet. And frankincense is Boswellia serrata, and it's extremely anti-inflammatory. So actually frankincense, you can straight up put it on your skin. I use it on my, it's a beauty oil as well. I use it on my face a lot. And then finally, get some sun and get some fresh air. Open those windows. Try to get that virus out because you don't want to be reinfecting all the time. So go outside, get some sun. It helps with your vitamin D. Vitamin D is crucial for your immunity, but also just getting that fresh air in the house and in yourself. Rinsing your nose, you can use a neti pot. It really helps if you do it twice a day. If you don't have a neti pot, it's fine. Just use regular saline spray, but it helps you physically remove viruses and bacteria from your nasal passages. So that helps a lot with recovery. Gargling with apple cider vinegar, if you have a sore throat, apple cider vinegar, some warm water, even if you want to put some salt, because of the salt has some osmotic properties, meaning it will pull water out. It can kill the bacteria that way, pulling water out of the cell of the bacteria, making it shrink and shrivel and die. So I think that was that. Happy recovery for y'all.